Hey, ladies. All right, so today we are going to talk about meal planning, which is going to be an important part of food prepping. So let's keep it really simple and easy. I always like to start out meal planning by thinking about how many people I'm going to be feeding. So right now it's just Matt and I, but for you, you might have a family as well. So you always have to decide, okay, how many people do I need to be feeding, and then how many meals is that going to be? Um, Obviously, if you make it easy on yourself, you can just double up your meals, like the crock pot meals we have this week. If you have family, maybe double them up. Just make it easy on yourself, and then you only need to make three three or so meals for that. When you have your meals, what I like to then do is just pull all of my meals up, be in my kitchen so that when I'm making my list, I can check to see if I have something or if I don't, okay? That way you're not missing out on anything. So once you have your list, my next little tip would be to either go grocery shopping, or here's a really big one, especially if you're busy, is to order online. So you can do that for free, and then you can go pick it up, or you can have it delivered to your house as well. We live out in the country, so I usually go pick it up if I do this. But that takes out kind of some time if you're feeling busy and a little overwhelmed with everything. Another little tip is to pick similar meals or similar ingredients. So, a lot of times I'll do like tacos and chili in one week, and then I can kind of double up on some of those similar ingredients. Or I'll kind of keep that theme in mind of when I'm trying to prep, and that way I'm not buying a million different ingredients and then I only use maybe a little bit of a can of tomatoes or something, and then I have to throw away the rest. It's not what you want to be doing. So the other thing to focus on when you are meal prepping, or planning, I should say, is to really prep for your life, okay? So when you are filling out the sheet that I have attached, I want you to think, okay, what meal is the most difficult for me to make? When maybe you wake up kind of late and you find that breakfast is a really hard meal to get in. You probably want to prep a lot for your breakfast. That way you're not skipping or grabbing like a bagel on the go. Otherwise, maybe it is, a dinner, and it's really hard for you to make dinner when you get home because you're tired, the kids are cranky, whatever it might be, and then you just decide to throw a pizza in. So really prep for your life. Maybe you do great on your meals, but your snacks are where you kind of go off board. And so I want to challenge you to prep your snacks. Okay, so have them ready, individualize them in Ziploc bags or whatever you need to do, but really think about that. Prep for your life. So that's important. When you are planning out your meals, what I usually say is have kind of 2 or 3 go-to meals. So for us, our go-to meals are always like a fajita. I usually have like 1 or 2 crock pot meals that are my go-tos. So we'll do that, or maybe I will do chicken with just veggies, and if we're working out, a carb. So that is something to keep in mind as well, is that when you are planning, you don't have to do a million new recipes unless you're really into that. But sometimes I will definitely just use my go-tos and then maybe throw 1 new meal in, 2 new meals in each week. So make it easy on yourself. Food prepping should not be stressful. It should be enjoyable, and it shouldn't take you all day. The other thing, use the Pinterest board that I provided for you guys. Okay, there's some great recipes on there. Also, Pinterest is a great spot to look for new recipes for you and your family that you know that you guys will like. So don't be afraid to Google things like that. And what I like to do when I find a good recipe is print it off, and then I have it in my kitchen. And sometimes I'll put what we thought of it. I'll just write a little note on the top so that I remember if we liked it or not, or I'll throw it if we didn't like it or something like that. But so you guys are going to find, if you pull up the attachment, it's the meal planning kind of guide. And so on the bottom, I just have little tips and tricks. But basically, when you're looking at this, focus on, okay, what am I going to be making that I can have for lunch and dinner? I'd mentioned before, but during lunch, I'll try to do more raw foods. So I'll do a lot of like kale salads, and I'll do some veggies with guacamole or veggies with maybe a paleo dressing. And then I will do some sort of protein. And then I don't always do a carb, it just depends what my workout looks like, but sometimes I will. So then I'll do sweet potato or pumpkin or something like that. And then for dinner, that's usually when we're eating our crock pot stuff. So I usually keep leftovers for lunch, and then my food prepping stuff ends up being my dinner. And then I just throw some snacks in. My usual snacks are some veggies, an apple, some almonds, maybe protein powder. So keeping it simple. For me, breakfast will alternate between some sort of egg with veggies. I always have my collagen peptides in the morning. And then sometimes I'll do grain-free porridge. So that's a good alternative as well. I'll do that on my rest days especially, just to kind of switch things up so we don't have eggs every morning, because we don't want that either. So kind of some things to keep in mind. So that is your meal planning guide. Go ahead and use that, fill it out, print it off. Hopefully it'll kind of simplify things for you.